We have a bunch of stuff to go through here in today's video. We're going to be talking about how Treyarch's next game in 2023 will be a Black Ops 2 style game. We're going to go through how much of a BO2 remake it's going to be, how it's going to be a mixture of Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, other features we want to see, and a bunch of stuff like that. A lot of stuff to go through here in today's video. If you guys are new and would like to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. And be sure to drop a like on the video as well. Now, first up, very quickly, I tweeted this out yesterday. The official Treyarch Zombies Red Pill versus Blue Pill. Which one are you picking? This proved to be super difficult for a bunch of you guys out there. Be sure to click the link down below in the description, go to this tweet here, and let me know in the replies of that tweet which one are you picking. You have to pick one, Red Pill or Blue Pill. We'll run through these very quickly here. For the Red Pill, we have Transit from Black Ops 2, Drak from Black Ops 3, Mob of the Dead from BO2, 9 from BO4, and for the Blue Pill, we have Origins from BO2, Die Rise from BO2, Shadows of Evil from BO3, and D Machina from Cold War. So really interesting stuff here. Again, go to that tweet. Let me know what you're officially picking, Red Pill or Blue Pill, and be sure to follow me over on Twitter. I'll be doing a bunch more of these types of little games and ranking maps and stuff like that. We'll be doing it for other zombies maps. I have to include BO1 in the next one. I know I missed BO1 here, and I missed some other stuff as well, so we'll be doing more of that over on my Twitter. Really do appreciate it, guys. I'm not going to leave my official answer here, what I'm picking, until a couple weeks from now. Maybe in a week, I'll reveal what I pick here. I don't want to sway the votes or anything, but, you know, it's a very tough choice for sure. But now for this video here, Call of Duty 2023, as you guys have been seeing, we've been talking about new pieces of info coming out about this game, Treyarch's next Call of Duty, being a Black Ops 2 style game. A while back, we got some info from credible leaker and insider Tom Henderson that this game would be just that, a BO2 style game. He's been very credible with past Call of Duties, and obviously you have to take everything with a grain of salt, but seeing how Black Ops Cold War was a sequel to Black Ops 1, it's not surprising whatsoever to see this next Treyarch game be a, Black Ops 2 sequel, maybe a BO2 prequel, or just a BO2 style game slash a BO2 remake, or even a reboot. We don't know for sure yet, but it seems like this game will have some heavy Black Ops 2 influence, which is really cool to hear. But we have some more info on what we may be seeing here. The Ghost of Hope tweeted this out, COD 2023, and two pictures, one of Black Ops 2 and another of Black Ops 3. Now, at face value, this is so sick. If COD 2023 is a mixture of not only BO2, but Black Ops 3 as well, that seems like almost the perfect combination for a game from a zombie standpoint, from a multiplayer standpoint. Now, for the campaign, I think it's fairly one-sided. Most people definitely agree that Black Ops 2's campaign was just infinitely better than Black Ops 3's campaign, but regardless, this combination here is just so good for Treyarch's next game. Now, he goes and explains, what he means by this here, what exactly is coming together, why this makes sense. He says this first, which really isn't that surprising, but he says, COD 2023 is boots on the ground, if anybody thought differently because of my tweets. So I don't know how people would think that, Treyarch's next game would not be boots on the ground. I mean, at this point, at least for the foreseeable future, Call of Duty is not going back to boost jumping, although there have been a bunch of tweets from people, various YouTubers, and just fans of the game saying we should go back to boost jumping and all of that stuff, exosuits. And I've seen a lot of pro players in specific saying that as well, how it increased the skill gap so much for the competitive scene and all different stuff like that. And I'll admit personally, I played so much Advanced Warfare multiplayer, it was unreal. That was probably my prime of Call of Duty multiplayer. I was playing 8s all the time, game battles, matches, clan battles with my friends. I was insanely into multiplayer, so it was fast-paced, it was a ton of fun, and I personally wouldn't mind seeing maybe Sledgehammer for their next game going back to a boost jumping exosuit type of game, especially considering people seem to be just completely over the World War II theme, and they might as well just go for it, even if it's a risk as well. I think a lot of people would actually appreciate them going back to that and trying it again, although Activision probably still has a ton of PTSD from all the hate they received from the futuristic Call of Duty games, but, maybe they're starting to also get PTSD from the hate that Sledgehammer's World War II games are getting nowadays, so who knows what they're thinking. And another point to that, Black Ops 3's multiplayer was futuristic, and for the most part, it was widely loved, so I don't know, I guess they could still kind of go back to the futuristic era, but do it in a good way, like BO3, or maybe the only studio that could pull off the futuristic era boost jumping exosuits again could just be Treyarch. Let me know down below, would you want to see Call of Duty 2023, Treyarch's next Call of Duty, at least for the multiplayer, be an exosuit, at least BO3 style game? I feel like most people might say no, but I don't know, it could be pretty cool to see. I don't think it's going to happen, but, just let me know down below. For the most part here, almost guaranteed it will be a boots on the ground game. Now, the Ghost of Hope goes through some more info and further explains what we're seeing for Call of Duty 2023. He says this: COD 2023, taking elements from both Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, gunsmith, operators, near future setting, IW8 engine, and boots on the ground. So let's break all these down here. First off, for the gunsmith, I'm super interested to see what they do for this game, because there has been a lot of talk about the gunsmith being too convoluted now, too crazy, and I do appreciate, Infinity Ward's and Sledgehammer's efforts to make things more customizable. You really have so many different options to make your weapons act completely differently. You can turn them into different weapons, basically. So there's a lot of stuff you could do now with your weapons, but some people say it's just too much now. Let me know down below, how are you guys feeling about this here? Is it too much nowadays? Would you want them to do a milder version of the gunsmith we have right now? Would you want them to go completely back to how it was in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3? I'm not so sure it'll ever be that simple again, but maybe a milder version could be cool to see. Now, for the operators here, this again is a newer feature. It's obvious that they will be returning. Nothing surprising here. And this also kind of confirms that we're not going to see any type of specialist characters in the next game like we saw in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. For the most part, the operators are pretty cool. I don't really mind them in multiplayer. It makes sense. For zombies, we've talked about a good solution to have what Call of Duty World War II zombies did, where you have a set crew, but you also have the option to pick operators that you get from the store. And for this next game, you could use the operators you get from the Battle Pass, you could use the operators you get from the store, but also have a set crew with more Easter egg and storyline focused quotes that people might want to have, rather than just operators with, quotes that maybe aren't as in-depth as the set crew characters' quotes. Now, for the next thing here, near future setting, this makes sense. Black Ops 2 was also a near future setting. For the most part, it was set around 2025. Now, by the time this game releases in 2023, 2025 will only be in 2 years, so maybe they'll go a bit more into the future. I could definitely see this game taking place in the 2030s, maybe early 2040s. We'll probably have similar tech to what we have now, some robotics, some artificial intelligence, stuff like that. So, we'll see very soon, but I like that setting. There also has been some theories about this next game taking place in the 90s as a, sequel to Black Ops Cold War being in the 80s. That's cool as well. I would definitely want to see that. I mean, I wouldn't mind that at all, but the near future setting for the BO2 theme would also be really, really sick to see. Now, this next thing here is a bit concerning. I'll admit, the IW8 engine. So I do enjoy this new engine. This is the engine that you see for Modern Warfare 2019. We see it in Vanguard as well. You saw elements of it in Black Ops Cold War, and to me, it's nice, it's smooth. I really do enjoy it, but it just doesn't have that Treyarch feel, especially for a Treyarch multiplayer. I don't know how I'm going to feel with this exact same engine in a Treyarch multiplayer, especially in a Black Ops 2 style game. I don't know if that will work, and maybe they'll change it around a lot to give it that Treyarch feel while still being smooth like Modern Warfare and Vanguard, because you have to admit, those two games, you may not like them, you may not like their multiplayers, but they're super smooth. So bringing that smooth feel, but with a Treyarch feel to this next MP in 2023 could be really, really cool to see. And again, it's so early to tell. We don't know exactly how this engine is going to play. We don't know how much, again, Treyarch has modified this engine to make it their own. We just don't know yet, but I could definitely see them trying to stick with this new engine here, because as you know, they're trying to make a more cohesive Call of Duty experience with every yearly release and have that, be very similar to Warzone as well. The new engine is clearly fairly popular, considering Modern Warfare is like the best-selling COD of all time. So I don't know, man. We'll see very soon. Again, it's a bit concerning, but I definitely will give it a chance. And again, nothing is confirmed just yet. And the last one here, boots on the ground. We talked about that already, so that's obvious. But let's talk more about the Black Ops 2 influence this game could have. For me, it's kind of weird that we saw so many Black Ops 2 remakes for Cold War's multiplayer, considering it was a Black Ops 1 sequel. And most of those maps there really were just BO2, didn't fit the era. I don't mind, because I love BO2, so I loved seeing those maps in the game regardless, but it would have made more sense to see a ton of Black Ops 1 remakes and then save all of those BO2 remakes for Treyarch's next 2023 game, which would be a BO2 style game. It just makes more sense there. Now, for this BO2 style game, what exactly are they going to do? At least for me, for the multiplayer, there are still a ton of great Black Ops 2 MP maps they could remake into this COD 2023 game. Even a bunch of the BO2 DLC maps would be so cool to see return. So I think they have enough material from Black Ops 2 to still have a BO2 style MP. Of course, we want to see new maps as well, so maybe newly created BO2 style maps would be cool to see. I think they're going to focus mostly on that. Considering we saw so many BO2 remakes in Cold War, they might give us a bit less, but I still want to see some, especially if you have the same setting as BO2, the same style as BO2. It would be super cool to see. The BO2 maps are just so good. So you may disagree with me on that, but I think almost all of those MP maps were so sick. Now for zombies, this gets a bit more interesting because, as you know, Zombies Chronicles 2 are the 3 maps that have never been remade or remastered, and they're all from Black Ops 2. Transit, Die Rise, and Bury. Now, we've been saying that, Zombies Chronicles 2 could release still in Cold War Zombies in a year 2 season, which we're in right now, but now that Treyarch, they're developing and working on Vanguard Zombies while also working on COD 2023, it seems a lot less likely that they're going to take time and release a Zombies Chronicles 2 map pack with these BO2 remakes back on Cold War. So it makes more sense now to see these maps release in Call of Duty 2023. And now this makes perfect sense because if this game is really a BO2 style game, it fits right in with the theme. And you could see these maps on launch. You could see them released throughout the DLC season of COD 2023. However they want to do it, it would make so much sense there. So for zombies, you get a new map, you get a new original location, and you also get a remake alongside of it from BO2. And if they want to bring back the other BO2 maps as well, I would of course be down with that. Bring back Origins, bring back maybe a faithful remaster of Mob of the Dead instead of a remake like we saw with Blood of the Dead. I mean, I think for the most part, people would not mind as long as we also have new original content as well. So let me know what you would want to see for a BO2 style game. Any other features from BO2 Zombies in specific you would want to return. We talked about the crafting system from BO2 Zombies, finding all of these different parts and bringing it to a table. I don't want too much of that, but maybe a bit more of that could be cool. A combination of that and what we saw in Cold War Zombies would be pretty sick as well. And overall, I know a bunch of people have been talking about a BO2 remake, literally just bringing that game and remaking it or remastering it and releasing it as a standalone game. That most likely will not happen. They want the new games to sell. They want the new games to coincide with the Warzone releases as well, the new Warzone maps, those updates. So for the most part, we're not going to see any more full remasters or remakes of an entire game like we saw with, COD 4 Modern Warfare that released alongside of Infinite Warfare. That was a special case there. And Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer remastered was also canceled. So I just don't think any of that's going to happen. So this BO2 style game in 2023 pretty much will be the closest we'll ever get to a full Black Ops 2 remake. Bringing back a bunch of the BO2 MP maps we didn't see in Cold War. Bringing back the BO2 Zombies maps, some of those features as well. That's pretty much going to be a BO2 remake slash a BO2 style game, a new game as well, all brought together into one game. So it sounds super interesting. It sounds super exciting. Of course, it's way too early to tell if it's even going to be a good game, if all of this will actually happen, but so far here, it seems like a promising game. So we'll just hope for the best. We'll see very soon. That's pretty much it here for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. There are 2 videos up on screen that may interest you, so be sure to check one of them out. Really do appreciate it, guys. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.